Daisy Maskell back with a brand new episode of Truish, and today I'm joined by Michelle Shaughnessy.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Of course, thank you so much for being here. How are you doing?
I'm good.
Good. We're both like wrapped up so cozy and cute in our scarves.
I know, it's one of those like weeks where I don't know what the weather's doing and it changes every single moment. So I have like a scarf and a jacket like ready on me at all times right now.
I'm sick of it. I hear that you're from Toronto, right?
I am.
So how long have you been in the UK, and how quickly did you get used to the fact that the weather is constantly changing?
Okay, so I've been here 3 years. It took me about a year, but my first year here, it was one of those years where people kept saying, oh, it's never like this. Like, it was when it went up to like 40 degrees.
So they were gaslighting you.
Yeah,
That was
and
your
they were
welcome
like,
to
oh,
the UK.
it's never like this. It's never like this. And I was like, how do you people not have air conditioning? Mm-hmm. And then the winter we had snow, and they were like, oh, this rarely happens. So I'm just prepared for everything now.
That's what you have to be. You have to be prepared for everything. Is there anything that you want clarifying about the UK, or anything that still confuses you that we can try and put to bed on today's episode?
I understand this is a very old country and everything was made a long time ago. But how come like I get alerts being like train canceled because of leaves falling? Train canceled because of the heat. Train canceled because of the tiny bit of snow. Like, maybe we should figure out that situation.
Yeah.
Like, that confuses me.
Have you done a full-on snowy season here yet?
Well, I mean, it snowed my first winter here, and it seemed to be more than the other two that I've been here.
Yeah.
So
it's chaos.
it was just so weird as a Canadian to see like a little bit of snowfall, and of people like pulling over and being like, I can't drive, and trying to order Uber Eats and having them say extreme weather, no drivers available.
It's insane. Have you seen the gritters yet?
No.
That's the sign of winter season, and like chaos ensues.
Okay.
So the gritters are I think they're brought on by the council. I think they're employed by the council, and they come out on the road when it's like late at night and it's going to be icy or snowy the next day, and they'll just throw a load of salt everywhere. And do you drive in the UK?
I've never driven in my life.
Don't ever drive behind a gritter, because if you're driving behind a gritter, you get your car and your windscreen gets pelted.
Yeah,
we
have those. We have those, but we just have them like every day, I guess, in Canada in the winter.
Okay,
like, there's
they're
always
like
the salt trucks, we call them.
Yeah. Oh, okay. These are like, they come out on special occasions. I feel it's
Okay.
kind of like seeing the Coca-Cola truck coming to town.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to keep an eye out.
Keep an eye out for the gritters this season. Well, I love that you're settled in, and I love that we're not pissing you off too much.
No.
You've decided to stay. We've also identified that I think we're from a similar area in London. We were both giggling just before we started recording that the area that we're from in London, they love a bitchy group chat. Yes. Can you tell me what you've seen on the local group chat recently, or like one of the like top 10 posts that you've seen on there?
Okay, I remember one in the summer. Someone was complaining that people were barbecuing without like talking to the neighbors, because they're like, I want to have my window open, and you know, what if a neighbor has asthma and the smoke's going in their window? Like, and I was like, is that a thing? Like, you're supposed to knock on doors here and be like, may I turn on my barbecue? That was probably one of the top ones for sure.
So there's a park near the both of us, and I think it's one of the few parks in London where you can barbecue up until recently, because there was so many complaints, so much so that I think it ended up in like the Daily Mail.
Wait, but this was in someone's backyard.
They've now banned barbecues in this park because apparently they said that people were defecating in bushes. So it went from simple barbecuing to apparently people shitting themselves. They were like, it's enough.
Okay.
It's happening no more. But yeah, they are very, very interesting. There was a restaurant that went viral recently. It shut down, and they sent the bitchiest closing goodbye to all of the residents. Let me actually see if I can find it. Thank you for never supporting us. Oh my God. We have closed due to a lack of customers. To those who lived a few doors away, yet ordered delivery from elsewhere, thank you for your commitment to distance. To those we served during lockdown when we were the only restaurant open, thank you for never visiting us again once the pandemic ended. That is crazy. Like, that is insane. Have you ever had a crash out leaving somewhere, whether it be like a job, a friendship, a relationship? Have you ever had a crash out on that?
Everything
that
I
extent?
ends in a crash out.
Do
like,
you?
Of course. course.
I
It's
love
the only
that.
way to get rid of, like, especially when it comes to like a man. Like, that's the only way that I'm going to get over it, is if I go so crazy that he's just going to leave me alone.
Can we talk about a crazy crasher or a crazy exit to a relationship that you've done previously?
I was dating a guy named, I feel bad because I have to say his name in the story, it doesn't work, but this was years ago, a guy named Sam, and I called and had his phone plan canceled and said my name was Samantha. I was like, no, I just said Sam because that's my preferred name. I somehow had the paper where it showed like his account number and stuff. So all I had to call and give them that. And then he must have called and got it reenacted. And then I did it again like a day later.
That is so funny. I love when people, there's like this thing that goes viral every so often of people sprinkling, it's like ready-made mash. So, you know, like the packet mashed potatoes in someone's carpet or on someone's lawn is the best, because then when it rains, it turns into mashed potato all over their lawn. So funny. Glitter's a great one.
I did this because, well, obviously we had split up and stuff, but this was like when I was younger. So I wasn't picking, not that I picked much better partners when I was older, but I was paying for everything. So I had like paid for those phone bills. So I felt like a bit more entitled to do that.
Of course. Do you know if he ever found out until now?
Well, the thing is, he contacted me out of the blue like a couple years ago. And we're talking like this was over like a decade ago. But his message was like, I think I'm getting into stand-up. So I don't know. I don't know if he would say anything at this point.
Michelle, I want to ask you, what are you submitting onto our Soft News Bulletin this week?
Okay, so I saw a little thing and I went down a bit of a rabbit hole because I was hoping it would just be like one little study. Apparently, rich men like small boobs and poor men like big boobs. And as somebody who has big boobs that I paid for, I'm not thrilled about this knowledge.
Hold on a second. So is this an official study that's been done?
Google it. There's a lot of them. So I saw like a
Stop.
quick little post on Instagram. I went down a rabbit hole and I found like quite a few studies over the last decade. So there's no conclusive answer as to why, but the numbers have been proven.
And I hate that you've been personally targeted by this as well.
Thank
the fact
you.
that you went out and you paid your hard-earned money to get something that, so it's just poor guys like bigger boobs, right?
Yeah.
The fact that you can't even make any sort of return of investment now on the investment that you've put in is really frustrating.
I feel like if rich men are watching this, like they need to prove me wrong. Like I feel like, you know, show me that you like them big.
This is our opportunity to. Have you had experience yourself as someone that has bigger boobs, that it's the poorer guys that go for you?
I honestly don't know. Like I have not. I was out of the game for so long. So recently being separated, I am newly kind of there. And rich guys like small boobs in relationships. So I think that rich guys will still hit it. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Does that make sense?
Okay, why do we think that there is a difference between like the wants and needs? Why do we think that poorer guys like bigger boobs?
I don't know, but one of the headlines was really sad. It was something like biologically, or men who grew up starving, like gravitate towards. So it was like, that weirded me out. I don't want to think about that one. I don't want to think about somebody seeing my beautiful rack and being like, oh, that reminds me of how I didn't get fed enough as a baby. Do you know what I mean? So there's theories all over. And like the one theory about men, financially well-off men, it said like it might be a subconscious thing because a woman who's generally more curvy and has breasts and hips and stuff, it's what they would think as wants to procreate. So it almost might be a way of like protecting themselves financially.
I see.
I don't know what it is.
So
it's
are we
weird.
saying like poorer guys, is it feeding into mummy issues?
Maybe. Or maybe it's feeding into, I kind of think, what would today's Pamela Anderson be? Like, what would be a UK reference that would fit that?
Are we going to say like Katie Price? Is Katie Price Pamela Anderson vibes? What kind of guys like Sydney Sweeney?
Well, I think less intelligent men, if I'm being honest. I'm sorry, Sydney Sweeney. I do. And I think that maybe it's that less intelligent men, that's like their first go-to, is like they just see that and are like, ooga, you know, and like the eyes pop out of the head or something.
And so, okay, so on the flip side, why do we think rich guys are liking more of a flat-chested gal?
Do you think it seems more traditional in the sense that, because I wonder if new money would be different. Like, I wonder if new money
I see.
would be that as like a status symbol. Like, look at that girl, you know, she's obviously had stuff done, or do you know what I mean? Whereas old money is more traditional and reserved, maybe?
I see. So could we then argue that big boobs are a recession indicator? Are we going to start, like, as we're about to plummet into all of us having fuck all money, are we now going to start seeing bigger boobs?
I don't know. Who's going to pay for them?
True. See, okay, so can we talk about you getting your boobs done?
Yes.
Why did you get your boobs done?
I got them done in 2018. I was getting a tummy tuck anyway, and I just thought that I would go for my boobs at the same time.
And how was that process?
It was a lot. Like, I'm happy with the outcome. They're a little bigger than I wanted, and I probably didn't even really need them done, to be honest, but I was getting a lift anyway, and I was like, I might as well just go through the whole shebang. But the recovery from the tummy tuck part was a lot. No regrets, though.
Can I ask you about this tummy tuck? Because this isn't my soft news bulletin of the day, but this is like a fun fact that has blown my mind recently. So I was on Reddit and I saw that there was a surgeon that posted on there, and he does like a ton of tummy tucks, a lot of like abdominal surgeries. And he was saying that apparently within that side of the surgeon community, there is this like unspoken fact that if you touch a patient's belly button, so if you perform any sort of surgery or if you change it in any way, it can completely change that patient's personality.
Okay, so I have a whole new belly button. Because they have to like, so when they do a tummy tuck, like, because they're pulling, like, they have to make a new belly button. So you talk about like what kind of belly button you want, the shape, like, and then you have to wear like a tiny marble in it so it doesn't close over for like a month.
Stop, Michelle. Hold on. I'm so fascinated by this belly button law. So did you see a difference in your personality?
Yeah,
Were people saying, Michelle, you've changed?
Yeah, but I thought that was just because for the first time, because I had gone through a big weight loss. Like, my weight has gone up and down my whole life. So I'd gone through big weight loss, and no matter how tiny I got, I always just had this little bit of skin that I couldn't get rid of. So I remember being so small and being like, why can't I even wear crop tops? Like, this is depressing. So when I got myself done, I thought maybe the shift in my personality came from that, from having that confidence to, like,
of course,
kind of be more out there and wear more revealing clothing. So I think maybe that was the cause of it. But this whole belly button thing, like, I feel like this is going to get really in my head one night after an edible or something. And I'm going to try to figure out what else has changed.
You're going to see a little version of me speaking from inside your belly button.
I feel like I need to interview people.
This is a really crazy trip.
I need to interview people who knew me before and after and just ask them, like, how I've changed.
Yeah.
I mean, I think my standards have been raised.
Okay.
In all areas of life. I wonder if that has something to do with it. But again, I thought that just because, like, I felt beautiful, so maybe I was acting more beautiful.
So what type of belly button did you go for? Like, was there a chart that you chose
No,
from,
I just wanted, like, one that didn't look fake, because I've seen some pretty bad ones. Some, like, I think mine looks natural. Like, I've never had anybody say, oh, that looks fake, or oh my God, I didn't know that was, like, a remade belly button.
That's so
small, it's cute.
And you had to put a marble in it.
Yeah, or it'll close over. It's like a surgical wound, right?
Belly buttons are fascinating.
You know, it's wild. My grandpa had a surgery when he was in his late 60s, I think. And then after the surgery, he just didn't have a belly button anymore.
Really? See, I kind of like that, you know. I'm someone that I think my beauty standard is like very alien. I quite like anything that looks quite alien and smooth, and so I could get behind the no belly button, but I think changing my belly button would send me into like a different orbit.
Why?
I think I've got mummy issues over my belly button.
You think you have like an unhealthy emotional attachment to it?
I think I do.
Listen, I definitely have that with some parts of my body, but the belly button, like, I was happy because I know people who've had to have it redone after their tummy tuck because it looks so bad.
That is so, like, it's so interesting. I wonder why it would change your personality.
Too. Well, not new nipples, but new areolas. Because, like, when you get a boob lift, they, like, take them off and, like, put them to the side and then, like, put them back on.
Do they take your ones and they will stitch your ones back on?
Yes. And so I had to say, I got to pick. I was like, can you actually make my areola, like, this size and this shape? So I got to pick, like, the perfect, and then they just, like, put them back on.
No way. So what, did they took yours off?
Take the nipples off.
Remolded
them there. Do the lift, put the implants in, whatever. I don't know the order. And then, trim them up and put them.
Oh, that's so fun.
Yeah.
That is so fun.
Yes. I love that. I wonder if that changed me in any way.
Oh my God.
Maybe when I lost part of my big areolas, I lost a part of myself or something.
Wow. That has really opened my mind to the process.
Like literally right after my surgery, I quit alcohol and I've been sober for 7 years and that wasn't planned. So maybe it changed me.
Michelle.
Oh my gosh.
Michelle, we're onto something here.
Maybe it did change me.
I love that we're learning this on this podcast today.
I did. I quit smoking. I quit everything. Now, cigarettes have made an appearance, not regularly, but they've popped up again on little occasions, but I've never touched alcohol since, and I've never wanted to.
I'm obsessed.
Wow.
I'm obsessed with this newfound fact. Crazy. So far we've learned that belly buttons, in your case, could have actually changed your life.
Yeah.
Changing your belly button could have changed your life. We've also learned that richer men like smaller boobs.
Prove me wrong.
And big boobs could be a recession indicator. I would love to know if there's like a skyrocket in boob jobs in the next 5 to 10 years.
I feel like it's the opposite. Like I feel like celebrities are getting theirs removed and stuff.
You know what I wonder though? Is it, like there's certain high-end stores, they reserve their like super expensive, super exclusive stock for their higher end customers, and they just like flog the Gucci on the t-shirt to people that they deem as like poorer peasants like us. I wonder if that's the same with like boob jobs and certain surgeons. Like, are there certain surgeons that are like reeling out the bigger options, and they're actually saving the smaller surgeries for their higher end clients?
Maybe. I'm so curious because I feel like once a lot of people have something, celebrities stop having it. I feel it's like with the whole weight loss craze and the Ozempics and Mounjaros and all that stuff. Like I was reading a thing earlier today too that it said like, is it going to get to a point where celebrities aren't going to like that the general public is just thin again, and then they're going to start to go back the other way? Like, it's really weird.
Do you feel like we're going to start seeing people, like a change with these weight loss injections? Do you feel like you secretly know anyone that is like on it right now?
Oh my
and
God,
is lying
I'm
to
on
you?
it, and like 90% of my friends are on it.
Like what?
Everybody is on it.
What is the law around lying about it?
I probably should have figured that out before.
Like, as someone that is on it,
okay,
would you
so
ever feel...
I was heavy when I started. I do want to say that. I didn't walk in anywhere as a thin woman.
Yeah.
So I was heavier when I started. I think since I've started, I have lost about 30 kilos maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you loving it?
I love it.
Was there ever a time where you were like, okay, this is really hard, this is not worth it? Or has it just been like amazing for you?
For me, it was great. I do know some friends who stopped because of side effects.
Okay.
I didn't really have many side effects. So for me, it kind of helped with a few things as well. So it definitely helped with the weight loss, which was good. But I also felt like I had more energy, which also could have been the weight loss as well.
Or it could have been the belly button.
Maybe.
No, we're not.
Maybe. But
I'm not taking everything.
I was kind of like sneaking, like having cheeky cigarettes, like because I started again, then stopped, then started again, then stopped. And since I started taking it, the thought of cigarettes made me want to vomit. And so then I read that they're actually studying GLP-1 drugs for people with addictions and stuff because it's like impulse control that it gets rid of. So for me, it helped in a lot of other areas. And with food, it wasn't just so much like a diet because I've been yo-yo dieting my whole life. Like I've been on it for almost 3 years.
Okay.
No, that's not true. 2.5. And this is the first time in my life that my weight hasn't gone up and down and I haven't felt like I'm on a diet or I'm sacrificing something or looking at packages to see what's in food. Like I just am making better choices because of it. Like I really think it was life-changing.
That's insane. I love that so much. And you have friends that are on it as well.
A lot, yeah.
Did they tell you straight away, or have you sort of figured it out, or have they sort of...
I mean, I work in the arts and I work in entertainment, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like comedians we're kind of like our own worst enemy when it comes to like being in the entertainment industry because like actors and stuff are good about keeping things about themselves private, but comedians, we just tell everybody everything. Even when we're like, nobody can find out, then we just tell everybody everything.
Has there been anything that you've said whilst working that has surprised you or that just came sort of off the cuff that you were like, wow, I didn't think I'd ever go there?
No, because I kind of just go there all the time.
Okay.
Like that's kind of how... I see comedians sometimes that are very observational in terms of like the world around them. And I just feel like I'm just so in my own head. Like maybe it's ego, but it's hard for me to pay attention to the world around me because, you know, I do have ADHD. I'm always in my head. I'm always obsessing over things. And for me, the way to deal with things is to put them out there as jokes. And that's kind of how I deal with life.
Yeah.
Living in here is pretty tough. So some days I wish I was one of those comics that's just walking around being like, what about the weather today, huh?
Yeah.
Like, that seems like a much easier life.
Anything can happen at one of your shows.
It's true. Anything. Like I could tell you now because it turned out to be a big part of my last show, but I tried to sell dirty panties online and
I need to hear all about this.
Oh
what?
my God. Okay, so I tried to sell dirty panties online. I signed up for one of those websites. I don't know if you've seen those stupid videos on Instagram where like a woman's walking down the street and a guy's like, how much money is in your bank account? And she's like, 300 pounds. And then he's like, how? And she's like, selling my dirty panties on Sophia Grace. I saw one of those ads.
Oh,
so
my God.
I signed up for a panty selling site. I didn't sell anything because it's a scam. Like they charge you like 15 pounds a month to be able to sell on there. So I made a joke about it in my stand-up where I just said, you know, I'm selling my dirty panties online. Yeah, I sunk low, but unfortunately I sunk lower. If you're wondering what's lower than selling your dirty panties online, it's when nobody wants to buy your dirty panties online. So I filmed that clip, I put it up, and that was like one of the first clips that Instagram was like, let's give this like 2 million views. Let's have this girl blow up. And then my DMs flooded of guys that really wanted my panties.
Business was a booming.
I sat on it for a bit, and then my friends were like, what are you doing? Like, just reply back. And I sold a lot of dirty panties. And now
obsessed.
I talk about it in my act. I don't hide it. And, you know, now I have guys messaging me for like foot stuff. I have a guy where I take photos of myself, not naked at all. I've never done anything naked, where I just make myself look like a giant and say things like, can you hear me down there? I could squish you. And like, I get paid for that stuff. And it all started as just jokes in my comedy. But when you make jokes about fetishes, those men, they'll hear it and they will find you. So that's my advice to any woman that wants to get into that stuff. Post a joke. Like I literally tweeted one day, oh, I would sell my foot pics if it wasn't for these bunions. And literally I started to get followers that were like, at Bunion King 69, like instantly. Men are not okay right now and we can work together. Like that's...
I love that you have started this side hustle off the back of also getting no business, and now business is booming. So hold on. How often are you doing this? How often are you getting requests now from guys to send them your underwear? And are there specific requests? Like, are they asking for a certain type of underwear or you to do certain activities? Like, what is the average client experience?
It comes and goes in waves. Like, I would say I sell about 5 to 10 a month. So it really comes and goes in waves and depends on how much I speak about it. Because whenever I talk about it on stage, there's people in the DMs by the time I get home. So I have a few regulars as well that buy stuff every month. I've had a few requests that I am not, like, if it gets too sexual, I'm out.
Yeah.
And I will say the guys that are into feet, the guys that are into worn items, 99% of them aren't like that. They never cross a boundary. They're the ones that say, yes, goddess, how can I help you today? Like, you deserve to be worshipped. And some of those guys will just randomly put money in my PayPal. They'll be like, oh, go buy dinner tonight. Like, here's 50 pounds. So it's a lot of that. I've only had a few guys that want to pick the panties. Most guys do not care.
Okay.
But a few guys have been like, I want a certain style. Someone wanted granny panties, which was odd to me. And at part of me, I was like, is somebody playing a joke on me? But then I'm like, what's the joke? Like somebody's going to be like, haha, I can't believe I tricked her into paying her 100 pounds for granny panties, you know? Like, I think at first I kept thinking it was other people trying to prank me. But then I'm like, what's the prank?
Yeah.
Like, that you're giving me money? Like, I don't.
That is insane. And so do you have to like wear them for a certain amount of time, or they're just easy as long as they...
It's supposed to be like just for a day. Or sometimes they'll request, they'll be like, can you work out in them?
Okay.
You know, and dirty socks is very popular too.
So would you ever do anything else? Like, would you ever go down the toenail clippings, bath water?
Funny you should ask.
That side of the industry?
I had somebody ask me for the shavings off my feet for them to make a nice pasta and put it on top, and I couldn't do it.
The shavings off your feet, as
Like
in
when
like
you
the
shave,
skin at the
yes.
bottom of your feet.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I feel bad because he's probably watching this, but I didn't reply to that request because I'm not there yet.
Yeah, you're not there yet.
I'm not there yet. But I did have somebody ask for toenail clippings recently, and I said, sure. I haven't sent them yet, but why not?
So what is the average that you could get for this sort of stuff?
It really just depends. For panties and stuff, it starts at 100. And I know that they could go online and get them from some girl on OnlyFans for 6 pounds or 20 pounds. But I talk about it in my stand-up. A lot of the guys they know me on Instagram. I'm accessible. I'm not being anonymous. So I will not go lower than that.
Yeah.
So that's kind of, my process for it.
Set your base rate, girl.
Exactly. And I wanted it to be in a situation where anything that I do in that realm, I have to assume that it's going to get out there and going to come out there. So I just have to be like comfortable with what I do. And I think the fact that it started as a joke and works itself into many more other jokes that came out of it, I don't really have any like regrets about it or anything.
Can we talk about Ogre Guy?
Okay.
So
Giant
guy.
It's called Giantess, like Giantess.
Okay, so are you the giant or is he the giant?
I would be the giant. Macrophilia is the official term for it.
Wow. Okay, take me into this world.
Okay, so there's like a setting on your phone that you could do on an iPhone. Do you have an iPhone?
I do.
Is it like a newer one? Like it's not like an iPhone like 12 or anything, right?
Do I go on camera?
Put it on the front-facing camera.
Okay.
Can I see it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay, so this is what you're going to do.
Oh my God.
Put it on 0.5.
And what's the term for this?
Macrophilia.
Macrophilia.
I don't know if that works timing-wise, but so there's angles that you could do to make yourself...
Stop it right now, Michelle. Get out. Oh my.
So you do like photos like that, and then you could do videos where you're just like put your body over the camera and like speak to them and stuff. So I made like 200 pounds yesterday just doing like a 1-minute video as a giant, and there was nothing sexual. Like I'm sure it is for the receiver, but nothing sexual for me. Like I didn't have to wear like I wore clothes.
That is incredible.
Yeah.
I've never heard of that before.
Me neither. It was one guy that, and I think that's why I felt comfortable because he'd been a longtime follower on Instagram for years. And then when I had put out like the panty joke and stuff, he kind of slid into the DMs and was like, hey, I don't know if you're interested, but this is kind of my thing.
I love that he thought you'd be a good candidate as well.
He said it's hard to find, if you go down the OnlyFans route, he said it's hard because a lot of the women on there don't think they look attractive as a giant, so they won't do it because their whole thing is, well, it's my image. I don't want that to get out there, where I do that on stage and show the audience because I think it's hilarious. I don't mind if giant photos of me get out.
That's so amazing. And so it can't be too much of a niche thing if it's coined itself a name. And so do you pretend to squish him? Like, what is are there certain, other than you sending pics and vids, like what do you think has he said what he's getting out of it?
Well, I know that he likes when I pretend that I'm going to squish him. Like, he likes the power dynamic of me being like, I could squish you at any moment, but I'm still having fun with you.
Yeah.
So it's a bit of like a cat and mouse game a little bit, I think, for them.
Oh my gosh.
Where they like the idea that like at any moment I could just end them.
He must love Panto, Jack and the Beanstalks.
I guess, yeah.
Oh my gosh. That is so fascinating, and I love that you're making money from that.
Those types of guys are so kind. The giants, the feet, the dirty panties, they're so kind. Because I will have guys that slide in the DMs after shows about the dirty panties, and as soon as I'm like, yeah, I do, you could tell they're not interested. They're just trying to have sex with me, and then they go instantly sexual, and I'm like, no, we're going to block you.
Michelle, would you mind revealing how much money you reckon you've earned from all of this?
Okay, I would say, I mean, I've only been doing it for... Okay, on the low end of the scale, a couple thousand a month.
Oh my God, a month?
Yeah, so it covers my rent at this point.
This is insane.
Yeah, so I do OnlyFans as well, not nudity. Like I was posting comedy on OnlyFans, and every now and then I would get like a tip.
How does that go down? Because I didn't know that you could do that on OnlyFans.
Well, OnlyFans is trying to get more. So they launched OFTV, so there are other things that isn't just porn on OnlyFans.
Okay.
Like they're trying to get other creators on there. So I joined just as a comedian, and like every now and then I'd get like a tip from like my set and stuff. But people were always like, post photos. And I've never posted anything naked ever. But every now and then I'll be like, help me pick out a bikini. And people will pay money to just look at 3 bikini photos and be like, well, we're the red. So between that and the panty sales and stuff, that's probably on the low end for sure.
That is incredible.
I also do know women that do that stuff full time, and it's a lot of work. Like I'm sure if I put a lot more work into it, I could make more. But for me, I didn't want it to become something that took over comedy. You know what I mean?
But the fact that it could is so crazy. Do you reckon that anyone could do this? Because I guess the age-old thing is like, oh, want a bit of extra money on the side, just sell feet pics. But the reality of that is like, could anyone actually get their rent covered by that? Or does it take a little bit of time or a little bit of luck to get going?
I think for me, it was 2 things. Like I had spoke to a friend who has been doing it a really long time, and she's like a top 1% OnlyFans creator. And she predicted exactly what would happen. My first 2 months, I made bank because I had not a huge following, but I have like 20,000 on socials on Instagram. So I got all those people, right? So I think the first few months I made a lot, but then I think once people realize, oh, she actually isn't naked, this isn't just a ploy, it kind of dipped, and now it's leveled off to where it like covers rent. Kind of thing.
Is there anything that you'd be interested in doing that you're not doing at the moment? Like, are there any sort of clients that you would love to
like in
take
that
on?
world,
in
you
that
mean,
world,
or just in general?
In that world,
Not really, to be honest with you. Like, well, I mean, yeah, I'd like a sugar daddy to just swoop in and be like, I'm going to give you money every month to not talk to any other guys, but my dick doesn't work. Like that would be an ideal world.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
But I think an ideal world would be to just kind of get more busy with like the entertainment stuff and not have to always need that.
Yeah.
But it's been fun.
That's incredible. Oh my gosh. And I bet you met some, I bet you've met some super interesting people as well.
I really have. And like people that, because some of the guys like I'm just so curious about, and a lot of them I've been like, hey, can I ask you some questions? And they've been really open to kind of answering it, like kind of about their fetishes and why. And I really appreciated that. And it's really eye-opening. And the one thing I never wanted to do was make fun of people.
Yeah.
Like even when I talk about it in my stand-up, like obviously the audiences laugh, but for the giant stuff, for example, I got permission from the guy before. I was like, don't want you to think, you know, I'm making fun of you, but I want to talk about it. And he was like, no, understandable. And was really cool about that, you know, because I think I have heard situations from some guys I know where they've put their fetish out there to like OnlyFans girls and stuff, and they've been like laughed at and kind of made to feel like they're crazy. And I just never wanted anybody to feel like that while talking to me.
That is incredible stuff.
Thank you.
Oh, Michelle, you've given us so much. You really have. I've been on a few of these websites before just for like research purposes. I was writing an article on fetishes a couple of months ago, and I went on a website. It was called All Things Warm.
That's the one I signed up
Is that
for,
the
and
one
I
you
didn't sell
signed
a
up
single
for?
pair.
Oh no!
But I think at the time I was trying to be anonymous, so I didn't post my face on it. I was trying to be anonymous, and then once I made the joke and I realized I wasn't anonymous anymore, I just went for it.
When I was on there, I think you have to kind of create an account to be able to get in. And I was looking through there, and there was all types. There was like toenails and bathwater and slippers.
Dirty retainers.
Oh, I didn't come
saw
across
that on
one.
there. A girl made 200 pounds, dirty retainer.
Ah.
Men you're not okay, guys. And it's fine. But
wow.
yeah.
Okay, I'm going to give you my soft news bulletin.
Okay.
This is what made my list this week. So it came from a Reddit post, and it was someone that works in like a really high security role. And they were talking about the fact that apparently other people that work in high security roles, so MI5, FBI, CIA, they have to go through this special training which warns them that if a 9 or 10 woman shows interest in them and they're like a 4 or 5 man, then that person's actually a spy. So they gather up all of the CIA, FBI, MI5 agents that they think are like 4 or 5 category men, and they take them through this special training to beware of stereotypically attractive women approaching them.
Doesn't surprise me at all.
Right? And now people on this Reddit thread were posting photos analyzing the girlfriends and wives of certain world leaders and CIA and FBI agents, and things are looking so suspicious. If you actually go through and have a look at them, it's like, are they being duped? Did they go through that same training? Or
well, I think the ones that are public enough that we could Google them, that probably means they have money, and I think that also goes a long way in getting a woman like that.
That's so true. But
also be interesting to look up what those women looked like before they were with that guy.
Can you imagine how brutal that would be, though, to like get called into an office or gathered up to be like, well, you're going through this special training because
you failed.
Like, for what? Like, that's insane. Have you ever had to have any certain training for a job? Have you ever gone through training?
No.
I
don't think so.
Do you train to become a comedian?
No,
What's the deal with that?
You just do it. You just have to go to amateur nights and just do it.
Is there any training that you could go through?
There are classes and stuff and courses, but I feel like the courses and stuff are good for people that maybe are too nervous to go to that first open mic. But if you can just go to an open mic and try it, that's really just kind of the way to do it. But I will say, just touching back on your news story quickly, it reminds me of sexy decoys. Have you heard of these sexy decoys? Like
No.
any woman online, there's girls on TikTok that do loyalty tests and they're called
Yes, I made a whole film about this.
Okay.
Oh my God.
It reminds me of that. Because a lot of these men are stupid, where I'm like, why do you think that this hot woman...
Yes.
Like, would you, if
They're
I
called
got...
honey trappers is what I knew them
Yes,
as.
thank you. That is it. I used to watch on the Maury Show, which I don't think you guys got here.
We didn't, but I know the Maury Show.
They used to have a thing where they called them the sexy decoys, and they would send them to the bar and then send these hot women in with secret cameras to see if the husband would flirt with them and stuff. So it reminds me of that. So the fact that I think it's any man in any profession, any walk of life, any age is so susceptible to a honey trap.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Because they do them online now. I don't know if you've seen, because this is what this film was kind of about, the fact that honey trapping has been around like since the dawn of time, right? But then there were certain women that were taking to TikTok to do these loyalty tests for their followers. And then they would post the results of it on TikTok. And these videos were getting like millions of views. The world of honey trapping, it is fascinating. Would you ever do it? Would you ever be a honey trapper?
Yeah, but not virtually. I kind of have like a secret. Part of me feels like if I could have another life, I would start like some sort of like all-female detective agency where that would be one of the things that we would do, is we would send in sexy decoys into situations to find out the scoop.
It's so fascinating. I'm going to look out. I keep meaning to do this because I guess so much of it is virtual, but I guess there are people that are still doing it in person, right? There must be a booming industry
You mean like
for it.
spies and stuff?
Like honey trappers, like these sexy decoys.
Do you mean gold diggers?
Like people that are being paid to see if your partner will cheat.
Oh, yeah. Well, of course. I mean, people with money will do anything, right?
Yeah.
And if I had exposed... I haven't seen enough that I would do that with every man.
Would you?
Sure.
Would you ever hire a honey trapper?
Yes, but not virtually again. But if I could do it in person and not get caught, yeah. Well, it depends on the guy. Because there's a certain amount of money where I don't see nothing.
Yeah. I've learned so much from you, Michelle. You brought such a great bit of news into our world and into our lives
This is so
today.
fun. It's fun to just be able to be myself.
I'll see you in the bitchy, moany Facebook group chat of local residents. Michelle, you've been so fantastic. Thank you so much.